On February 7th, 2025, the Sundered Doctrine Dungeon was released. Today I will share the story of my team's contest mode clear and review the experience. Destiny raids and starting in the final shape, dungeons, release with a difficulty called Contest Mode. Contest Mode difficulty sets player power 25 levels beneath enemies, so you deal less damage to and take more damage from combatants. Contest Mode runs for the first 48 hours after a new raid or dungeon is released, and is the pinnacle endgame experience, where teams compete to be one of the first teams in the world to beat a new raid or dungeon. Sundered Doctrine was my first contest mode dungeon, as I wasn't home for the release of Vesper's Host back in October. Going in, I mostly knew what to expect, but wasn't 100% sure as I had played contest mode raids but not dungeons. I started saving daily and weekly bounties for XP storage the standard 6 weeks before the launch of the dungeon, because there would be only 3 days to level up and unlock as many artifact perks as possible. I began preparing before I even had a team, as I knew I wasn't going to play with people I had previously attempted contest raids with, but didn't know who I would team with instead. As luck would have it, I met a group of 2 on my Discord server who were looking for a third person to complete their team. I took a gamble, agreeing to run contest with them before we had actually played together. The thing about contest mode is its brutal difficulty and team-based nature requires both gameplay skill and team chemistry to successfully execute each encounter, particularly boss encounters. Luckily, a previous video I made discussing my feelings about the Salvation's Edge raid had led like-minded endgame players to join my Discord a few weeks ahead of the dungeon's release, and my 2 teammates Eco and Snipe were among those players. To practice, we ran some raids, Grandmaster Nightfalls, and Master Dungeons together, which helped me feel confident that my team was a good fit, as I felt good chemistry with them and saw they had comparable gameplay skill to me. We began our run right as the dungeon was released at Destiny's daily reset on February 7th. 10 minutes later, we had acquired the quest and made our way to the first encounter, Riddle. It took us about an hour to figure out how the encounter worked and begin to solve the riddle. Riddle shows players a set of 3 symbols that tell a story. We didn't need to learn the symbols for the dungeon because Sundered Doctrine inherits the symbols that the Vow of the Disciple raid uses, so my team already knew the symbol callouts. It was really exciting to discover that knowledge of the story of Destiny helps make the puzzle easier, as you can skip the mechanic where you need to kill specific enemies that reveal the correct symbols. I can't tell you how cool it was to be able to see blank kill witness and know based on the possible symbols that the answer was Guardian, because the player Guardian killed the witness in the Final Shape campaign. Once you know the answer, you need to acquire lenses by killing subjugators who are very threatening on contest difficulty, and place those lenses in the holders throughout the arena. The lenses need to be rotated until they reflect the light on a path from the center of the arena to the circular wall with the correct symbol on it. This is a very complicated geometry problem that's hard to wrap your head around while staying alive and fighting enemies, so my team eventually resorted to drawing a map of the arena to help us know where to place and rotate the lenses. It wasn't my best work, but it was just enough to get the job done. You have to complete 3 phases, each with an additional symbol, so in the 3rd phase you're lighting up 3 of the 4 symbols in order to tell the story. On contest mode, an additional timer was active that gave you 2 minutes to solve phase 1, 3 minutes and 50 seconds for phase 2, and 5.5 minutes for phase 3. This is a very tight time constraint and had us struggling to align the lenses in time, as we were still learning the arena. It took us 3 hours and 20 minutes to clear Riddle. To be honest, Riddle feels a bit overly complex. The basic premise of the encounter is extremely cool and exciting, but the locations for the lenses are in a very complex pattern that isn't even symmetrical. They seem to be almost randomly placed, which makes it very difficult to learn the patterns of the arena. Most paths require the placement of 2 to 4 lenses each, and utilize at least 1 fixed lens that can't be manipulated. I think the encounter would be less overwhelming and feel less bad if the paths were symmetrical to reduce cognitive load. Having run the dungeon once on contest and once on normal difficulty, I can tell this encounter will be annoying on repeat playthroughs and borderline impossible for me personally without using a map. It's probably relevant to mention that I already knew that I struggle with spatial reasoning skills and holding a lot of complex geometric information in my head at once, so this kind of encounter design is going to be extra difficult for me personally, which is part of why I dislike it. After the traversal section, we arrived at the second encounter, Zoetic Lockset, a boss fight involving a living set of locks blocking you from entering Rolk's vault. They take the form of mechanical pyramid tech that resembles 4 shriekers, resulting in one of the most unique bosses in Destiny history. In the arena, there are a series of 4 symbol wheels, each corresponding to one of the lock's eyes. These wheels can have 5 symbols arranged in a circle of 7: hive, stop, knowledge, commune, or kill. All of these symbols except stop and kill do things that are disadvantageous to the player, like spawning enemies or triggering a special attack from the eyes. Stop prevents more enemies from spawning, and kill makes locks vulnerable to damage, starting the DPS phase. Each wheel can be rotated a certain number of steps based on how many stacks of knowledge the player has picked up by killing wizards. The wrinkle is that the eyes operate on a continuous cycle, reading their wheels even during the damage phase. Success requires careful management of the wheels by inputting resonance to make sure as many reads stop as possible, and successfully killing enemies that spawn when the symbol isn't stop. Ideally, you try to set the wheels up for 3 stops and 1 kill, so that you will have no enemies spawning while you try to deal damage. My team fell victim to some misinformation that said that Commune extended the damage phase, allowing you to deal more damage to the boss. This isn't actually true. The damage phase is the same length every time, and Commune merely spawns projectiles from the eye to attack you. They deal a lot of damage on contest mode, which makes surviving the whole phase even harder than it would have been had you done the 3 stops instead. My team was stuck for hours, struggling to figure out how to survive and deal enough damage to the boss to get through its 10 million health points in 3 damage phases, which is the maximum allowed in contest mode. It took my team nearly 7 hours of actual attempts to clear this encounter, and I felt the pain psychologically. We took ample breaks to allow ourselves to reset and recover physically, but there were times when I was unsure that we would actually be able to beat the dungeon. To be totally upfront, Sundered Doctrine is my second contest clear, the first being Root of Nightmares nearly 2 years ago, a raid which was criticized by the hardcore community for being too easy, leading to the highest number of teams clearing the raid's contest mode in Destiny's history. I tried my hand at Contest Crota's End and Salvation's Edge, but my teams fell apart and couldn't clear either raid. In particular on Crota, we made it all the way to Crota but just couldn't survive the damage phases needed. During our time in Zoetic, I was beginning to wonder if my contest clear of Root was solely because it was an easy raid. My only other contest-like experience was getting the Godslayer title for the raid boss gauntlet Pantheon during Into the Light. It's psychologically very difficult to fail repeatedly at the same encounter for hours. However, my team persisted and managed to clear Zoetic Lockset in the early afternoon of February 8th. We used a strategy where we had 2 players stick anarchy traps on all 4 locks to deal damage over time to all 4 parts of the boss, and a 3rd player shot one of the eyes with Sleeper Simulant. Between anarchy sticks, we would shoot one of the eyes with a legendary sniper rifle to pad out the damage. The 2 anarchists were Well of Radiance warlocks, while our 3rd ran Twilight Arsenal Prismatic Titan. This allowed us to comfortably 3-phase the boss, so once we settled on this strategy, it was a matter of executing 3 phases without running out of revive tokens. Having 2 Solar Warlocks helped a lot with this, one on Speaker Sight for added healing, and one on Cenotaph Mask to generate heavy ammo for the team. Overall, I think Zoetic Lock is a very cool encounter that I think I will enjoy for a long time, as it has a very unique mechanic, and the boss design lends itself to make unique damage strategies viable. It's a novelty that makes for a fun fight. The final encounter of Sundered Doctrine was our fastest to clear. Kerrev the Erased synthesizes the two previous encounters into a single, relatively simple boss fight. At the center of the arena is a wheel that will have one blank space on top, and two sets of 3 that tell stories using the dungeon symbol set. One set of 3 tells a lie, while the other tells a truth. The goal of the encounter is to illuminate the 3 symbols that tell lies using the lens mechanics from the first encounter, and make sure the true symbols are not illuminated. The nice thing about Kerrev's lens layout is that each path to a symbol wall is very simple, manipulating only one lens per wall, and that you don't need to place lenses by killing subjugators. You don't even need to use a map, as the locations of the symbols are static, but a map can be helpful as a visual aid. There are 2 wrinkles that complicate the encounter. The first is that lenses that can be moved have been held in place by the boss using Strand, and need to be freed before they can be moved. This can be done by killing a stasis attendant, which gives the player a buff that allows them to break the strands and free the symbol. When breaking a strand, threadlings spawn that attack the player. On contest, the threadlings dealt a lot of damage. Effectively communicating when a player would break a strand and spawn threadlings was key to our survival, so that we could coordinate destroying them. I think this version of the lens mechanic is ideal, and more fun than the first encounter. I also love the idea of taking 2 statements and determining the truth and the lie based on Destiny's story. It fulfills a narrative resonance that I never expected from dungeon mechanics, and really satisfies the lore nerd in me. The second wrinkle is that one of the rooms has a door that can only be held open by continuously shooting it. This contributes to the general vibe of the whole dungeon, which is like exploring a booby-trapped tomb and destroying the monsters who are trespassing within. It's a really cool vibe that fits with Rulk's pyramid really well. However, the implementation of the door leaves a lot to be desired, unlike the other booby trap elements. It feels very finicky and clunky to keep open, which just makes it an annoying mechanic that could potentially kill you, rather than something cool like the rolling spiky balls, burning lenses, attacking locks, or strand traps. Because Kerrev is a relatively straightforward encounter and didn't have a time limit on contest mode, my team employed a strategy where we stuck together, completing mechanics and killing enemies in a pack. We also all used support frame auto rifles to give our team copious healing, which limited deaths a lot. On contest mode, Kerrev was a relatively easy 3-phase using 1 divinity and 2 Queen's Breakers. We had 1 person on Well of Radiance Warlock, 1 person on Prismatic Nova Bomb, and a 3rd on Prismatic Thundercrash Titan. Because of how easy the encounter was compared to Zoetic Lock, we were able to clear it in only an hour and a half, leading our time to be 12 hours and 43 minutes in the dungeon, spread out over 29 hours. I liked the fact that my teammates had the same goal as me, get a clear and the dungeon exotic before the end of contest mode, without worrying about placement in the contest. This allowed us to take plenty of breaks to attend to physical needs like eating or sleeping. We got like 7,000th place out of the 15,800 that cleared contest mode. Not great, but not terrible either. Overall, I'm very happy with our performance. I also enjoyed the 2 mini puzzles before second and third encounters that previewed the mechanics of each encounter, helping teach players how they work before they get there. This is a very cool way to teach mechanics naturally to players that I would love to see more of in raids and dungeons. Sundered Doctrine is an awesome dungeon with a first encounter that I don't like, but second and third encounters that I think are extremely cool and worth running. I thoroughly enjoyed my contest experience, and I'm looking forward to the next contest mode in Codename Frontiers. The rest of this video is going to show some of the highlights from my team's contest clear of Sundered Doctrine. Keep watching if you want to see them. Special thanks to Eco and Snipe for being my teammates and clearing the dungeon with me. Oh, here we go.
Oh, available.
It's Ikora.
Welcome home.
I have acquired the quest. Okay.
Solve the... What's the riddle?
Oh, there's all.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, light hurts.
The start symbols are always pyramid, stop, guardian.
Well, that's telling a story, isn't it? The pyramid's trying to
Yeah.
stop guardians.
Yeah, so we need to stop the pyramid.
If I remember correctly, it was blank kill witness, so we needed to input guardian probably, because the guardians killed the witness.
Wait, that's
we go
smart.
based off the missing symbol.
Yeah.
Either
I
it's an
see.
action
Okay.
or a faction. What is it?
It's blank
Missing
worships the traveler.
worship traveler.
Guardian.
Guardian worships the traveler. If they actually made the lore the dungeon mechanics, I am going to
That's so
pog.
sick. I love that. I love that. That's so cool.
Pyramid blank darkness. Give. You guys just need to place it.
You got it.
Oh no, it's not rotated right. Rotation.
Hold on, I'm gonna get sniped.
Comes to life.
Enrage? Okay.
Oh my god.
Wait,
That,
what? Did we take too long?
no, it
didn't work?
just barely worked.
Oh my god, thank god.
It had the enrage thing on screen. Comes to life. Done.
Oh, we punched something in the heel. We punched something in the heel.
Alright, let's all stick together for
Oh my
third
God.
phase.
I'm gonna read one symbol really quickly. This one doesn't require me to even enter the room. I just need to. That one's Traveler. Wheel comes to life.
Please.
Please, game. Accept
Ah.
our truth.
Accept.
We did it!
Yes! 10 seconds left, just like in fucking.
Oh,
that
that's
one,
so
dude.
cool. Yeah.
That's so sick. It was 10 seconds left, just like in fucking. That's first week. Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Ah, it's Grasp of Avarice, too!
What the fuck?
I'm just on a sword. I don't know if this is a damage or not.
I don't think so.
Well, we can find
This
out.
doesn't look like a boss room.
It really doesn't, but I'm gonna be surprised if opening the locks is phase 1 and phase 2 is killing the thing we opened from the locks. Are you ready to start?
Mhm.
Altered convolute.
Whoa,
Oh.
whoa! What's opening up there, bud?
Those are shriekers.
Oh, it's
Oh
the fucking shriekers from the
my-
trailer. Oh,
Oh
it is a
my
boss
God.
encounter. Zoetic
Oh,
Lockset.
Zoetic Lockset.
Lockset?
Oh, we are absolutely freeing Zeta.
Yeah, we're
Lockset
cooked. Yeah, we're cooked.
progression.
We're freeing Zeta from.
23 years.
Well's out.
Was out. We should try and leave. Because knights are gonna spawn soon. Let's bring.
I hate that you can't move when they yell at you. It's too much like real life.
Yeah, true. That is some of the realest shit I've ever heard in my life.
And
Yeah, the
damage.
Lord, yeah.
Shooting second from the left with with outbreak. Yeah. Keep cooking. Easy.
We did it.
Woohoo!
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Oh my god.
I feel like
I knew it was as soon as we got to damage there. I knew we were fine.
Reluctant. Yeah.
I knew we were fine because
I felt like I was gonna have a
the-
panic attack.
That was the like requirements that I saw everyone needing to hit for final damage.
I'm actually gonna bust out Riptide. Low key, just because it freezes faster. And also there's a stasis down moves. Almost ready to start.
Yep.
Ready? You start. Alright. I'm right with that.
Pulling.
I'm clearing this out a little bit.
Pulling.
You can use melees or Phoenix Dive to cancel the pull.
Damage,
Hype.
damage.
That was good damage. That's better than.
Yeah, that's about where we need to end up being,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Probably slightly more than needed. But
But that was good. That was good.
no, I didn't. Okay.
No, I did. Okay. Okay, I'm full.
Okay, go.
Damage.
What the fuck is it? That did not get buffed.
Pulling. Oh no, that's a
Out of the way.
Pulling. Suspend.
Okay,
Damage
hype.
end, damage end. There's a healing nade for everyone.
Holy Glacier Nade, my beloved. Oh my god.
Holy Devour. I'm activating. Go ahead under.
No, no, no. Turn, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me.
We're fine, we're fine.
Oh my god. Okay, shield's coming down. Starting now.
I leveled up.
Nice.
Okay.
Important comm.
It's done.
Div is up. Where the fuck is he going?
That's... Hey, he's not pulling our ass. That's fine.
Okay, weirdo.
Oh my god.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. That was like our
What the
third like
fuck?
actual attempt.
What the fuck was
That
that?
was actually the easiest encounter in the entire thing. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It
Oh, I
might
got
be.
another
It might.
unsworn.
It might just be because the auto rifles are broken. I'm gonna be honest. All of us being on fucking healing support frames
A failed grasp at power.
probably did a lot for us
Poor
there.
dears.
Pick up hidden report on your thing. Become initiated.
Yep,
code
I
and
just got it.
Yeah, I did too.
Alright,
That one's going on. GG.
If you tried the raid on contest mode, let me know what you thought of the experience in the comments. Even if you didn't try contest mode but have played the dungeon, I'm curious to hear what you think of it. This video was funded in part by my channel members. I would like to thank them for helping make my videos possible. If you're interested in early access to videos, monthly bonus videos, and other perks, consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below.